You've seen Mortal Kombat. What are your thoughts? We've actually not talked about this. This is interesting because usually we'd have a conversation about this. Be like, what do you think? It's like, okay, so this is the first time I'm hearing from E about this as everybody else.
Okay, so I'll put it the best way. Sam and I talked about this. Is my buddy Sam, who you know.
Wait, hold on. So spoiler alert, right? If you've not seen it yet, there's going to be spoilers. Boom. Okay.
Yes, spoilers. So if you shut off your brain and you watch this movie, you will enjoy it. It's fun. It's a fun, gory movie. Mm-hmm. If you turn on your brain, or you turn on your brain as a Mortal Kombat fan, then you are going to be annoyed. Not of everything, but there are things that just kind of was like, why? Why is Liu Kang behaving like he's a wimp? I'm sorry. Why is there this Cole character? When we could have had, a lot of people say, just use Johnny Cage as that character. We all know how Johnny Cage is the aloof one sometimes. Go ahead and use him as the character that drives the story. So it had things I liked. Like the first 10 minutes with Sub-Zero and Scorpion, that was beautiful. And then things got lost somewhere. That's how I kind of take it. So, and then the last fight in the end kind of brought it back together again.
Yeah. So the thing is, I totally agree with you. So it's like one of those where you just switch off and you just kind of see it for the gore and from an entertainment point of view. I love the VFX, by the way. I think the VFX were done really, really well, especially with Sub-Zero and Scorpion. Like they were done so well, and I was just like very, very impressed with how things were done there. It was just I did enjoy it, but yeah, I think you're right, and I think the fight scenes could have been a little bit better. I mean, they were good, they were gory, but I mean, there was too many cuts, and whenever I like seeing a good fight scene, I like kind of having a bit more. It's a little bit more choreographed and it's a little bit more extended. Where it's just like cut. It's like okay, no, I want to see more of this sort of. So I think, but I think generally again, I did enjoy the entertainment factor of it, shall we say, where it's like just kind of bringing it back to the whole just over the top violence and just they also slipped in a few of the lines which I liked, and Kano kind of pulling out the heart and stuff which I did like, so I did enjoy those kind of references.
So who was your favorite character out of all the
who
characters?
Was my favorite character? Probably Sub-Zero, Scorpion. So here's the thing, right?
I was going to say besides those two, because
okay.
For me, it was Kano. The guy who played Kano nailed Kano really well.
Yeah,
like absolutely nailed it. Sub-Zero and Scorpion are kind of like, I kind of just put them like they're up here. Everybody else was just below. Those two guys really felt like, oh, these guys have been enemies for ages. Whew, this is going to be intense. But Kano was my favorite, at least besides.
Oh, his performance and stuff was spot on, and just the way he pulled it off really, really well. Now, speaking of Sub-Zero and Scorpion, what's really funny is because I was watching some videos about the background of the characters, and it's so funny how initially the reason why they had Scorpion was because it was easy. It's just a palette change, right? So it's just like we can save on so much memory on this, little cartridge that we have by literally just repeating him and just changing the color palette. And obviously they did the same with Reptile as well. But it's so interesting how these two characters are like the main characters now. It's like they look exactly the same and especially if you look at the initial games, it's crazy. But it's just like I think those two, obviously they're iconic characters, and I'm somebody that I love visual effects, and the way they did the Scorpion, the Sub-Zero with the ice effects. Oh man,
yeah,
it was so cool. Like it just kind of like just puts it through him, takes it out the other side, and it's so awesome. But the obviously the classic line, it just never gets old. Scorpion's line. So even when I watched the trailer, that was the point. It's like, get over here, and it's just like, oh, it's just love it. But yeah, I mean, it is entertaining. I'd say it's worth a watch. I totally agree with E, where it's just it's a little bit sort of, it's one of those where you just kind of switch off and just enjoy.
Yeah, I mean, I think what disappointed me was when you watch the movie, you actually will see a big potential here. The way it was shot and way some of the story elements flowed, you're like, ooh, I can see this running a huge franchise. Like I got that feel from it. but the execution just wasn't there. So it was that's why I was disappointed. Where I was like, man, you guys were come on. So my last question is, all right, this Mortal Kombat or the original Mortal Kombat, which is better?
Okay, that's a difficult one because remember you have to remember that I have that special gift where I forget movies when I've not. So I actually have to rewatch that, right?
That's true. Now, okay.
I just remember enjoying it as well. It was just like
it was.
I think they spent like $1 million for the animatronic Goro that they made, right?
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay, one thing that I was disappointed with the new one is Goro just kind of looked like it was a development of the one from the 1995 one, right? It's like
they just added a little bit more color and slightly better movements, and let's call it a day.
Exactly. So it was like a 3D version, like a VFX version of the animatronic version that they had in the previous movies. Because I remember as a kid seeing that, and he's just like, he's super wide. His frame is like, very broad, and he's got these big, forearms. With this, he's like, he looks like a worm, basically, right? Because he's like, he's just got these like, he's just extended sort of a thing, right? And I was just like, yeah, I'm a little bit disappointed. And also, he's supposed to be this, prince, and he's like, got these forearms as a massive character.
He lost to Cole.
He lost to Cole, and it was not even like it wasn't like it's just
established character, right?
Yeah.
Like if he lost to any of the established characters, I would be fine with it. I'm like, really? This is who you had beats Goro of all people.
Exactly.
Like, come on, guys. Come
on. So yeah, that's another thing. But I'm gonna have to rewatch the first one. What about you?
Yeah.
Compared to the previous.
Compared to the previous one, I have to watch it again. I still remember it, but I would say I prefer the original because it was so for me it felt so like I couldn't believe they made a movie from Mortal Kombat, right? And I think the casting was a little bit better. The guy who they picked for Johnny Cage, the guy who they picked for Liu Kang, even I've forgotten the Asian actor, Asian American actor who played Shang Tsung, very well known like actor in like the Hong Kong movie scene. But everything kind of just looked its part. The martial arts was downright terrible for a lot of things, but I give the slight edge to the original.
Okay, all right. Let us know what you guys think of the latest Mortal Kombat movie. I hope you enjoyed that clip. If you want to hear the full podcast episode, then that will be linked down below. And if you want to see more clips like this, then be sure to subscribe and hit that bell icon so you don't miss them. Thanks for watching. This is Saf on SuperSaf Speaks, and I'll see you next time.